What is going on, fight fans? I'm back here with another video here for you guys. I'm going to be talking about the Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitry Bivol super fight and the light heavyweight division of boxing. This card has a couple of names that is kind of interesting. I'm not going to be going into the fights in particular, but a couple of notable names on this card is the oh so arrogant Ben Whitaker, Jai Opatai in the cruiserweight division. Gonna be going for the, I believe, the WBA cruiserweight championship. And also as well in the co-main event, they have Chris Eubank Jr. gonna be making his return off of the fight against Liam Smith, who I think he beat in the rematch. So, to get into a deeper dive of these two guys, Artur Beterbiev and Dimitry Bivol, these guys are both Russian. Beterbiev is 39 years old, almost damn near 40, so he's in the later stages of his career. Probably has this fight, maybe another, maybe I would say 3 fights max, including this fight. That will be the tail end of his career. Dimitri Bivol is 33 years old. These two guys are both undefeated. Artur Beterbiev is more of a power puncher, a headhunter, and Dimitri Bivol is more of a well-rounded boxer. And to go into Dimitri Bivol, we have some notable names on his resume that he's already beaten before. The Cuban fighter Sullivan Barrera, Jean Pascal is a notable name. They both fought and defeated Joe Smith Jr., Umar Salamov. Recently, in his most recent fights, I believe he just defeated Malik Zinad, Gilberto Ramirez, Lyndon Arthur, and of course, the most notable victory on Dimitri Bivol's resume is Saul Canelo Alvarez when he was going up to 175 and potentially becoming or wanted to become the crown and undisputed at the 175 paid division. But Dimitri Bivol has a win over him. Obviously, again, like I've noted already, his most credited and most highlighted win of his career. Bivol is, again, more known as a boxer, has that very European long guard style, very in and out, a lot of ones and twos, has some power in his hands, but is not very heavy handed, doesn't really rely a lot of it in his power. Despite saying all that, he got his first KO against Malik Zinad in his most recent fight that he had is right now, which was supposed to be the fight between these two guys that was scheduled for that time being. But now, of course, Artur Biev had an injury that he's dealing with, and now this fight is going to be happening and partaking on October 12th. And going into Artur Beterbiev's catalog that he has beaten Callum Johnson, has a nice win over Alexander Vostik, who just recently fought David Benavidez, who made his way up to the 175-pound division. Marcus Brown had a tremendous KO against Joe Smith Jr., had a nice little war between Anthony Yard, and his most recent fight that he had was against Callum Smith, which was a fighter that was in the 168 division and was a title belt holder there in the super middleweight and lost to Canelo Alvarez, who was making his debut, I think, in the 175 weight division. Artur Beterbiev is, I would say, the antithesis of Dimitri Bivol, who is a more heavy-handed power puncher. All of his fights that he's been in has gone by knockout by him for the win. And unlike a lot of most heavy-handed KO power punchers, especially in the European region or towards Russia as well, that area, he has a lot of boxing skills. He's not just gonna go in there like a Deontay Wilder, swing wild and swing crazy, or just look to land one specific punch. He has power in both hands, can box very effectively, and knows exactly how to be able to have a lot of ring generalship and bring that into the fight, especially with a lot of the fighters that he's gone into. So we're talking about pretty much a boxer versus a puncher, or excuse me, I would give a little bit more credit than that to Artur Beterbiev, a more of a boxer puncher, but definitely a hell of a puncher from Beterbiev. This is a fight that I've been anticipating for a long time. to finally have supremacy and reign in the undisputed division for the 175 light heavyweight division. When I first was thinking about this fight for a very long time, I thought Bivol had the upper hand, being the younger man, being able to box effectively and box very well against another power puncher such as Canelo Alvarez. Having that great win against him really just ups the ante on his career. And while he is younger and has pretty good names on his record, even though the light heavyweight division, in my opinion, is very thin, um, it, to beat Canelo, who's coming in 175, who's a lot slower, I would not think his peak weight division for himself. And really just trying to go over it and mull over it. I'm just continuously thinking and thinking and thinking about this fight. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I start to favor Artur Beterbiev. These guys can both box very well. Dimitry Bivol has shown that he has a chin and he can box effectively. But I think eventually in this fight, Beterbiev is going to catch Bivol, or if he doesn't catch him, he eventually will wear him down from the pressure that Beterbiev is going to wear on Bivol. But at the same token, it is a 50-50 fight. I think it's really up in the air wherever it could land. Something that you definitely have to factor in is the age of Artur Beterbiev. The man is 39 years old, damn near being 40. Can he be able to keep up the type of performances that he's had before in his career? You've shown some signs of waning down, having the age set on him, in fights against Anthony Yard and Callum Smith a little bit. Um, but from what I've seen and from what I've know, especially from these two fighters, and also as well the injury that Beterbiev has had before could be something that complicate his way of fighting in this fight. That's another thing that you can look at as a major factor at looking at who you think the winner of this fight will be. But I'm going to side with Artur Beterbiev. I think that his ring generalship, his pressure, him overwhelming Bivol, who is not going to go against a smaller and stockier fighter such as Canelo. He's going to have somebody similar to his range and reach. Is definitely going to have to worry about the power. Definitely going to have to worry about where and keeping off the ropes and staying into distance and keep maintaining to keep the distance against Artur Beterbiev and also not keep the range and distance but also get respect from him because Beterbiev is not going to get out of his face. He's not going to get out of his way to get what he wants, which is obviously the undisputed crown. But I think Bivol has that capability to be able to wear off, and I could see him pulling off a somewhat of a boring unanimous decision Bivol's way. But I think eventually in this fight, Artur Beterbiev will catch Bivol with something. I would say later into this fight, I think Bivol is going to be very fresh, going to be very good for I would say 7 to 8 rounds, and I think that pressure and that overwhelming mental pressure as well is starting to measure up to him, really mount on him, and really wear him down in this fight. I think Artur Beterbiev gets a knockout in the ninth round and is the undisputed crown at the light heavyweight division. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like this video if you obviously like the video. Duh. Comment your opinion on what you think is going to happen in this fight between Artur Beterbiev and Dimitry Bivol. What are some things that you think are also factors in this fight as well that we need to look at? And give you your straight up predictions on who you think is going to win. Obviously, it's a toss up 50-50 fight. I'm glad that we're honestly getting these type of fights as of right now. This is what boxing absolutely needs. And subscribe, man. Subscribe because I got that type of content for you guys. I'm pushing this stuff out consistently for you boxing fans. Thank you guys again for watching, and peace.